Yes, it's an absolute pleasure to have you back on the Aviator Pro channel. Yes, we are here. We're here to play the game. We enjoy the game. It's a real game. It's not a fake game to those that think it's fake. I'm still just surprised at times by certain comments that I see here and there. I get comments that tell me, oh, this game is fake. I hear some say it's a demo game and things like that. Well, it's okay. If you believe that way, what can I do? But for those that are actually playing the game, they will tell you that this is a real game and anything is possible. And one of the things that I want to bring to your attention today, very, very important, is the fact that you do not need to play big in order for you to win big, right? I hope you got it correctly there. Do not be pressured by the guy who's playing a 10K stake or who's playing 5K stake. I've often seen those, they even play up to 30K stake, and at times they just hit a 3 million easily, just like that. They just need 100x to make a 3 million, and they can wait. I've seen them waiting and then I've seen them holding like that. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is great. This is great stuff. But this is the thing. The only thing that you need to win in this game are the guts. That's one of the biggest reasons why I love this game. And I've been checking, and if you always go and check the history, right? You go and check the game history on the settings, and you just check how big has it paid today. You'll always see that it has paid into the thousands many times, right? It'll pay into the thousands, maybe probably more than 5-10 times in a day. But in most cases, you also find quite a number of 100x's, 300x's, and stuff like that. So not to even count the 50x's that you get, the 30x's that we normally play with. It's just a matter of timing. It's just a matter of instinct, right? So I was watching on the recent history of one of these games, I think it was a few days ago, and it showed me just a few guys that took, I think it was 3 million playing 10 Rand. Can you just believe it? 10 Rand! But you still go to make it 3 million. One guy did 1.5 million and he was playing 2 Rand. That's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, to be honest with you, it's something that would really sound unrealistic. And when you look at the current history that you see there on the board, you can see there's been like 5 pinks, decent. The highest day is 36, and then the rest has been blues and purples, like a mixture. It's not bad, really, because when you're playing in this case, you will be able to at least manage to pick up 1 or 2, which is perfect, right? You get your 3Ks, your 5Ks. Okay, so the trick is always knowing when to wait and maybe when you're supposed to hold. I mean, just trying to predict when the biggest one is going to come, right? So that no one can really tell you. It's just you studying the patterns. Yes, you look at what has happened in the past years, and you look at what's happening in the current game. Like right now, you can see it's been like 6 straight blues, which is normally a rare thing. That's why now I get there to 5x, and I was thinking maybe let it run because I thought it was going to go further, but unfortunately it didn't go through. It's okay. I missed that 5x, right? I hate it when it happens, but at times it might actually pay, at times it doesn't pay. So in this case, I didn't get my 1K. Why? Because I missed that one. Right. And like I always tell you, yes, it has given those 6 blues, but look, now it has given a purple. And it's up to me, really. Like I started off, if I was playing 2K on the top there, I would have been taking all those 6Ks just like that. I would have taken the previous one and the current one, you see. So yes, that's how you play the game at times. And it's just a matter of strategy, right? Trying to think, okay, should I go safe or should I maybe try and see if I can wait? Like in this case, I normally go for my 15x. I decided to go for 25x, which has given me an extra 2K, right? So instinct was telling me that it could go further, right? And I would have waited maybe for about 50x. But well, you know how it is when you've been playing and you've been seeing blues and you've been playing and seeing smaller pinks, right? So the highest pink that I had seen there was a 36x. But this time around, it has given me 100x, right? So we never know when 100x is coming. That's where the mystery of the game is. It's all about instinct, how you feel and how you work around this thing. So the most important thing is I'm on the profit-making zone. or maybe a area, and I'm actually very happy with that, and looking at this, because of those blues that I've seen, I've already seen that, okay, fine, the purples will still coming, the pinks will start coming, and at this point I continue to make sure that I pick up my 5x, right? Pick up my 5x, and I'm busy just checking there what the behavior of the other guys is. And little did I know, if I knew that we were going to have anything above 5x, then I would have played my 2k. Maybe I would have picked up 3 of them, and maybe that could be an extra, say 18k, maybe. Right, so I try 2k again. Let's see what's going to happen there. Only because maybe I was expecting this, since it's just given as 0-0. I'm just expecting that maybe it can give us a purple, and maybe it could give me a 3x, so that maybe I can just hit it and try and go forth. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen. So what does it do? It reverses all the money that I've been winning, So I decided, no, let me go back to 200. Yes, it was just a risk, and one cannot curse themselves and say, why did I do that? No. We always tell ourselves, okay, this is what has happened. And in most cases, if you look at it, soon after you change that stake, it goes to where you wanted it to go. Like, for instance, I was waiting for a 3x, it didn't come in the previous one, but now it has just come. So I should have just done it again, and maybe I would have recovered immediately. But anyway, now I get 1k, it just gives me half of what I lost, and then now I'm going to wait for the next one and try and get a 15x, and if it comes in, then I'll be very, very happy, right? So 15x comes, I ignore, because I'm expecting something bigger, I end up losing. So you see now, if I'd maintained, this is where the trick comes in, where you might actually not understand what's really going on, because I tried to guess whether it was going to give me a purple. Yes, it did, but then it didn't give me the actual purple that I wanted. I wanted the 3x at that point, and then I decide to change. When I decide to change, I go down to 200, and then now I expect a bigger pink. But I mean, to be honest with you, I end up losing. So on the first one, I lost 2k, and on the second one, I lost a potential 3k. That's a potential 5k that I've lost, simply because of wrong anticipation. But it happens. It's a trial and error game, right? For those that have always said, oh, look, I've got a predictor, I've got this, I don't know, what do they used to call it? I think they used to call it signal. Oh, yes, it's just guesswork. If it just aligns with what has happened in the outcome, you can never actually get this, because you need access to the server. If you get access to the server, maybe, then you need to get that information in real time, because it's forever changing. Some people are going out, some people are coming in, the values are always different. So you should be able to do it, and you should be able to get the answers immediately. So yes, it's a very nice game. You can actually benefit, you can actually get so much money from it. And at the same time, there's a high possibility that you can actually lose it. So in this case, if you look at the number of players that are playing, it's not really a very good number. I always discourage people to play when they've got a few number of players in the system, right? So in this case, it has been not too bad, because we're looking at something about 4,000 people playing. Not too bad. Maybe we'll just check now and just see how many people do we have on board, because that's also important, because that is what actually determines whether we're going to stay in the game or we're going to quit the game, right? So in this case, it looks like the game is playing this in a decent manner. And because it's playing in a decent manner, it keeps on going into the purples and into the pinks, and I keep on and constantly picking that 5x, because that is what is keeping me afloat. And there I am, I'm still surviving. I'm actually going up bit by bit, because I've been picking that one up. How I wish I was playing 2k on this. If I was playing 2k on this, I'd have really enjoyed myself. So stick to the 15x. I did really stick to the 15x. But this is the challenge. Someone says, I think this thing is reading my mind. I mean, to be honest, I also think the same. Why? Because at that point that I lost that 18x, and it flew away, my normal would have been maybe playing a 15x there. But I didn't really actually pick it up, because I thought maybe it was going to go further. And then the next ping that has come, I decide to stick to my 15x, and then it goes to 50x. I'm like, are you reading? Are you just reading my mind? I mean, why does it not happen that when it's reading my mind, it reads and maybe at times do the opposite? Why does it not give me the opposite? It should at least say when I'm expecting something. I mean, it should align to what I'm thinking. When I'm expecting it big, then it comes big. But you always realize that when I'm playing and I am anticipating a big one, rarely do I find. I would say maybe 10% of the times is when I expect a big one and it comes, right? And at times it actually comes, but I'm still not ready for it. That is one question that I've always posed in myself. And I'm like, so when are you going to make $1 million if you don't really get the guts to do this? So one of these good days I'm playing and I start just feeling that this could be something above 1,000x. So I tell myself, okay, so let me go for it. But I look at my balance is on 6K, and I'm thinking, okay, what should I do? Should I really wait and see if I can get to 1,000x? I'm like, no. The most important thing at this point is to survive, then we can take risks. Okay, that has always been my strategy. I always try and survive and try and maybe just build up a balance. And then from that, I then maybe start taking risks, right? 6K, very good risk, right? So it has just brought me up again. So now I have my phone in my hand and I'm looking at the time and I'm looking at everything and I'm thinking, I'm feeling that this time around, it could actually get me there. So up it goes and it gets to about 5x and then I ignore and then it gets to 10x. Then I say, oh, okay, let me just take my 2K just in case. So I take 2K. Then I leave it running. When it gets to 50K, I'm into 50x. I pick up a 10K. I'm like, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Let it go because maybe it might fly away at 60 or 70 or before 100. What would I say? I'd rather have something in my pocket. And guess what? It kept on going. Now it does 200. Now it does 500x. Now it gets into 1,000x, 2,000x, 3,500x. It flies away. I scratched myself. I said, it was only a matter of 30 seconds. If I waited those 30 seconds or less than a minute, I would have hit it. I would have gone for 1,000x. And this was my time. This was my opportunity. Unfortunately, I didn't do it. And now, living with the hurt, living with the pain of knowing something that you should have done and you didn't do it is the worst experience ever. Rather, you don't want to regret an opportunity that comes and goes because you knew it or you felt it and you really didn't follow the instinct. It's not really nice. It's not really nice. Like right now, I got some more instinct and then I went for 2K and then at least I got something. I would have waited a little longer. Yeah, no, don't be greedy. You see, at least then it pushes me up. I always love these 2Ks because if at times I just flick around them and then I just go around 2K and then I go to 200 and I keep on doing that same thing. At times I really benefit from it. I really enjoy it because at times it pushes me. It pushes me without even paying me 100x or a 50x, just playing around with the 5x's and all those purples. So at times it's about playing around and switching around the stakes. Like I always say, you need to go and switch around the stakes. When you switch around the stakes, you get somewhere, Yeah, at times it works, at times it doesn't. But in most cases for me, it really does work. So now I got into the purples again. And how I wish I would have also gone for another 2K. I would have really hit it even bigger this time. But anyway, I come back to the normal because this is what's important because my balance is already high and all I'm just targeting to do at this point is just to make sure that I get something, And now I can't even wait for 15x. I just decide, okay, let me just hit my 50K mark. And once I do that, there's nothing else that I would want, Now it goes over the 20th and I'm thinking, oh, I would have taken even a 15x as usual. But anyway, my target was just to get there to 50. And once I get to 50, I just take a break and see what I can do in the next thing because it's always important that you keep focus and then you just make sure that you keep on looking to what can happen in the next period. But anyway, see you again, guys. We keep playing, we keep encouraging each other. And what do? We just focus. Thank you. See you again in the next one.